make it to the finals or win and stay alive. These are the stakes that our teams will face today. The pressure is at the maximum right at the first point. Choco Mucho surprised everybody, but surely they didn't surprise themselves when they swept Cherry Tiggo in 3 sets. Will we see that Game 2 is the same, or will Cherry Tiggo show their dominant side that closed the elimination round? In our Game 2, we have a familiar rivalry. Will Creamline get another victory, or will Petrogazu will themselves into a Game 3? All our 4 teams, it comes down to today.
Sotones, full swing, picture perfect execution. Hyla Pablo will try. That is off the hand.
Adi Bandayag unleashing power on that. Nicely done.
And from behind. Pounds the pavement.
Hit from Eliza Valdez. Cool Smashers cannot be denied.
The battle for the first and only Premier Volleyball League, the first and professional volleyball league in the Philippines. The battle continues in the semifinals today as we continue to search for the very first champion also of this professional iteration of the PVL. It is another doubleheader for today as we begin the week on a Monday, and we switch schedules for today. The first game on our double dip will see game number 2 for the Cherry Tiggo crossovers, who won yesterday versus the number 3 team, Choco Mucho Flying Titans. And then, as I said, we switch as the number 1 and number 4 teams meet up later on in the second game of our double dip. It is the Creamline Cool Smashers and the Petrogas Angels, both Choco Mucho and Creamline having the edge in their best of 3 series at 1-0. Good afternoon, Philippines. My name is Boom Gonzalez together with Neil Flores as we continue our coverage on One Sports and One Sports Plus. Me and Neil have gotten to know each other already in the last 3 games of this matchup. But imagine them, Neil, as they face each other. Siguro kilala na sila, sarili nila, kanilang mga tendencies, kanilang mga weaknesses and strengths by this time.
Yeah, this is the 3rd time that they'll be meeting in this open conference. But winning a game is one thing, but closing a series is a different ball game. If the Choco Mucho Flying Titans win today, they will march into their first finals appearance in the PVL, but it won't be served on a silver platter as the crossovers are expected to bring their A game in today's game.
It all can end today, the semifinals, if both Choco Mucho and Creamline pull off a winner. But of course, that's not what the fans kind of expect, because in this semifinal setup, anybody can beat anybody. That is all question. Alam natin that Choco Mucho could beat Cherry Tiggo. Alam natin that Cherry Tiggo could beat Choco Mucho. But it was the manner of how that first game came about. 3 sets and in an hour and 17 minutes. That's a little bit surprising, Neil.
Yeah, the coaching staff of Cherry Tiggo actually said that they were stunned in that game. They didn't expect a bad performance from their players. And come the second set, dun talaga nagkaroon ng turning point. Right. They had a 22-20 lead, and then Choco Mucho had that 5-0 run, and come the third set, they just were dominant in that game, sprinting to a 7-0 run.
Let me correct myself. It's an hour and 25 minutes, but the point is it was still very short. And you're right. They started off well in that second set, and you thought, okay, so may lalaban, bumawi, naka-warm up na itong Cherry Tiggo. But they couldn't close the set out. And the other thing that they couldn't do is get Jaja Santiago going. Her lowest output in the tournament came in game number 1 of the semifinals. Why, Neil?
That's one of the effects of Cherry Tiggo's off day. On the service reception, kita naman natin, they really had their targets locked on Mylene Paas.
Choco Mucho's 31 na in-out attack nila yung Choco Mucho. The fact that they were outserved, Cherry Tigo was, being the #1 serving team, and even outblocked by Choco Mucho, as you pointed out. And again, the errors, 24 para sa Cherry Tigo. That's a lot for 3 sets. And 11, the discipline, again, of Choco Mucho came about in game #1. So it would be very interesting to hear the thoughts of the towering the centerpiece rather, of Cherry Tigo, Jaja Santiago.
Everyone is fine. Everyone is okay naman. May mga panghihinayang talaga kasi syempre first game, kumbaga kailangan nakuha na kagad namin yun. Pero it doesn't matter. May mga natutunan kami doon. Nakakalimutan na namin yung mga bagay na hindi naman kailangan dalhin ngayong game 2. Talagang ang pinaka-focus namin is i-improve yung mga nagkulang kahapon, which is like yung passing, yung service, and yung depensa namin sa loob ng court. So, talagang kailangan namin, kumbaga, play all the games as a championship game, and kailangan talaga no mercy sa lahat ng gagawin. Very eager talaga na kunin tong game 2 na to and extend tong game na to, syempre. Kasi lahat naman tayo may goal, which is yung finals. Pero unti-unti kami. Ngayon, basta ibibigay namin yung very best namin. Me then, personally, bigay ko yung very best ko at hindi ko hahayaan na matapos agad tong laro na to. Yeah.
Jaja Santiago doesn't want their campaign to end today. And gusto na nilang kalimutan. Yun nangyari dun sa game #1. Pero ito naman si Ponggay Gaston and the rest of Choco Mucho. Maraming gustong maalala from that game #1 na pwede nilang dalhin dito in game #2. She led, or actually she was part of 3 players who scored in double figures, and there were 2 other players who were almost in double figures. So a very balanced attack for Ponggay and the rest of the girls.
Yeah, aside from giving the energy to her teammates, she has been continuing to do her job as the open spiker of Choco Mucho. 10 points, a potent scorer for the Flying Titans, and she also gave the numbers in the digging department, having 10 excellent ones.
Ponggay Gaston, a 26% in terms of her success rate in terms of attacking, but the numbers belie what they've done in this conference and what she's done in this PVL conference. And then we get to talk to her too and listen to what Ponggay Gaston has to say going into game #2.
Coming into this game, yung team namin, kami magfo-focus lang kami, tapos gagawin namin yung best namin. At saka, di kami magiging complacent. Kumbaga, alam namin na we're 1 game away from going into the finals. So, hindi kami magre-relax at mag-all out talaga kami. Personally, iniisip ko lang talaga is, gusto kong manalo at saka gagawin kong lahat para sa team ko. So, in-inspire ako ng mga teammates ko and ginawa ko lang din yung role ko kasi araw-araw naman sinasabi ni coach yung important role namin, bawat players.
Well, we talked about Ponggay, we talked about Jaja, but they were actually led respectively in terms of points by 2 different players. We're talking about, of course, Dindin Santiago Manabat and Kat Tolentino. Dindin was probably the only bright spot offensively in that match, Neil, and saved them in a lot of plays yesterday.
Yeah, she was the top scorer, scoring 17 points if I'm not mistaken. Both of them did their jobs well. It's just that Dindin carried a heavier load for the Cherry Tigo crossovers compared to Kat Tolentino, who had a lot of contributions from her teammates. Looking at the statistics, pantay lang naman halos. Dindin was able to convert more on the attacks compared to Kat, but they were at the same level in blocking and serving.
Among all the players left here in the semifinals, and there's still a lot of superstars, obviously. Dindin is 6th in terms of spiking. Kat is 7th. Just to give you an example also, a 33% success rate for Dindin, and Kat right there at 31. They're both in the top 10. Here in the semifinals. Let's go to our competition announcer now to get day #2, game #2 of the semifinals going. So before we start, there's something different that's happening here in game number 2 as the officials are talking to both coaches. What do you assume this is, Neil?
It's hard to tell, but I just feel like they're giving reminders to the coaches. Maybe dun sa mga calls of the referees.
Okay. Questioning them,
Yeah.
complaining. Because again, you can only complain to a certain extent. At mukhang marami dahil mainit na yung labanan, Neil. Semifinals na eh. Ganun talaga eh. Okay, I think now we officially start with our competition announcer, Noel Zarate, will get us going there in Ilocos Norte.
Referees for game 2. First referee, Rene Gaspilio. Second referee is Mark Santos. And now the starters first for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. The starters from the Ateneo de Manila University, center number 3, Tina Wong. Middle blocker number 7, Mandy Madayag, team captain. Outside striker number 9, Pauline Gaston. Opposite hitter number 10, Kat Tolentino. Middle blocker number 14, Bea De Leon. Outside striker from Arellano University, number 21, Regine Arrocha. Starting number from Ateneo, number 13, Denden Lazaro Envidia. And head coach for Choco Mucho is Oliver Almagro. And now the starters for the Cherry TIGGO Crossovers. Middle blocker from the National University, number 3, team captain Chaka Santiago. Center also from NU, number 4, Jasmine Nabor. Opposite hitter from Adamson University, number 7, Mylene Paz. Middle blocker from the University of Santa Tomas, number 10, Micah Ortiz. Outside striker from the University of the East, number 11, Shaya Moroto. Outside striker from NU, number 6.
The Choco Mucho Flying Titans looking to finish off their opponents today, the starting lineup. Together, of course, with starting 7 officially. As Denden will complete that one. Para naman sa Cherry TIGGO looking to extend this to game number 3. And no changes there. They made some changes at the end in the 3rd set when they pinahinga na nila si Jasmine Nabor for Michelle C. They put in Yan Layuk for Mylene Paz. Now it's game number 2 time.
It's do or die for the Cherry TIGGO crossover. So they have to start their game with guns blazing. Figure out their service reception. Get Jaja involved if they want her to punch in the numbers for Cherry TIGGO.
No more tomorrow. I have a question. I have a couple of questions for you, Neil, before we get started here. Going into the semifinals, most people were saying, oh, you rested yung Cherry TIGGO, diba? Going into that last matchup in the elimination, a 4-day rest yata sila at that time. You think, because nasanay itong mga players to either play every day or every other day, na nanlamig at nawala yung sharpness nitong team na to because there wasn't competition, as we see the spike of the set brought to you by Duncan, by Kat Tolentino right away. Did that play a factor in the usual rust versus resting, do you think?
Well, in their first game against Choco Mucho, nakita naman natin that they played really well. But yesterday, it was a different Cherry TIGGO squad. Mukhang nagulat, to say the least. And they were targeting Mylene Paat. And it made sense to me.
Yeah.
Because Mylene Paat is probably the all-around player on the court for Cherry TIGGO. She can receive well, she can dig well, she can block well, attack well. And if you take her out of the system, mawawalan ka ng third option for scoring.
In the case of Choco Mucho naman, nasunod-sunod ang laro. It looks like, at least again, that they parang look in rhythm, in the flow. Yeah, maybe they're not as rested as other teams, but maybe we have to remember, these are also very young girls.
Yeah.
They're not as, on the average, older or as old as the other teams.
Perhaps they're at their early 20s for most of them. Physical conditioning, wala ring problema yan for Choco Mucho.
And yung pag-recover might be faster when you're younger as, well, I will speak for myself, not you. 2-1 is the score. And they probably like this. If you win like that, Neil, the way they did yesterday, convincingly in 3 sets. Do you like this quick turnaround? Laro agad?
Yeah, the momentum is on their side and they're just sticking to their system. Yun kasi yung kinaibahan siguro. They have a cohesive unit right now with, having playing with one another for a very long time
True.
already.
And they look like they're cohesive again at the start of this game number 2 as Cap Tolentino goes right at Dindin Santiago there. 3-1 is the score. And if you're Cherry Tigo, you lost, and you don't like the taste in your mouth, you want to play right away kagad, no? Para mahugasan lahat yan. So today, I'm sure they're looking forward to this challenge, although Jaja mishitting that one. And another 4-1 start by Choco Mucho. The mental side of this is going to be important too, lalo na itong mga start ng sets niya.
Yeah, kaya importante talaga na makuha nila yung service reception, talking about the crossovers. You have to give the pass beyond the attack line so that Jasmine Abor can be comfortable enough to set it to Jaja Santiago.
Oh, Bongay didn't see where the ball was. 4-2. Again, Cherry Tigo was out-aced and out-blocked in that game. One of the better blocking teams, one of the best service teams. But even in those departments, they were outplayed.
But looking at the silver lining in the performance of Cherry Tigo, they still had more attack points compared to Choco Mucho.
Right.
Kaya wala na silang problema when it comes to offense. You just have to focus on the other areas of their gameplay.
They had 42 kills, over 31 for Choco Mucho. Bongay Gaston on your screens. That will sail out. Don't forget later, game number 2 also of that exciting Creamline Cool Smashers Petrogas Angels, which were decided till the last drop of that game.
Highly contested 5th set for those two teams.
A lot of people think it's the match of the tournament so far. Binigay yung free ball. Run and gun, and Jaja gets it off the arms of Cap Tolentino to stay within striking distance here.
That's not her usual numbers. She was limited to 9 points, the lowest in this open conference. Tapos bumaba din yung efficiency to 41%. And syempre that can be attributed to the faulty receptions of her teammates. She tried her best to make out of the most out of the sets given to her.
Good save there by Choco Mucho. They go to Dindin through the block, and they tie the ball game at 55. On the average, she's still up there, talking about Jaja at almost 54% success rate. Yung 41 na binanggit ni Neil was from game 1. Mababa na yun, ano?
Yeah.
Sa kanya.
That was really low.
Kasi
for
56% siya on the average before game number 1 eh. Sa success rate niya. So taas talaga. And the closest to her is Kat. The tip doesn't work. Jasmine back to Jaja. Kat Tolentino with a dig. Chance here at 5-all. Balik kay Jaja. Bumalik sa Cherry Tigo. Dindin naman on the cross court. Better start here by Cherry Tigo, which I think is essential to them just from a mental standpoint.
Advantage din ni Dindin. She's very good in yung mga ad-libs, out of system plays, break balls. Nakaka-convert pa din siya.
Siya nga ang sumalba sa kanila nung game number 1 in a lot of those broken plays. The player of the game in game 1, Tina Wong. Arocha. The ding. Smart play by Jasmine Abor.
Really engaging Jaja Santiago with most of the touches given to her.
Buding has also got to step up today. We have to say that because of the receiving of Cherry Tigo. She has to get some of those balls and help some of these players like Paat.
She was 11 for 21 in the receiving area. Kaya kailangan niyang mag-take charge, give direction to her teammates, probably get a bigger space if she wants to take over the reception area.
And look at that. Cherry Tigo ahead. 8-5 for set.
Scoring 9 points last game and ranking number 2 for best blocker, Madi Madayag, team captain of the Flying Titans, told me that today is a crucial match because it's the first time that they're in the Final Four and now they have the chance to be in the Final Two. Kaya bibigay daw nila ang lahat to make their management and coaches proud. Naway lahat daw ng pinaghirapan nila maibalik sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa kanila. Now let's see who will win this set.
I eat inside there at the PCV Social Civic Cultural Center, Baccaray, Ilocos Norte. 8-6 is our score. Cherry TIGGO losing that point to Madi Madayag now, who's going to serve Choco Mucho. Another great player from yesterday's match. Itong si Madi.
Having scored 9 points in yesterday's game, he's looking to produce the same or probably even more as they try to close out the series. But Vincent Santiago Manapan has been the hottest hand for the Cherry TIGGO crossover so far in the semifinal series.
Another spike on the set brought to you by Duncan. Madi. 8 points going into game number 2 on the average. 79 total points, but also 6 aces for her. That's going to be crucial, yung mga aces na yan. Arocha.
Also a player to look out for. Known to having such performances pag semifinals, finals in her NCAA days.
Good point. Good serve. Dindin asking for it again. It's rejected. Buding with the reaction. Chance ball. Wong points to PVL, and that's why PVL and her 90th point of the tournament on a 60 and then her 63rd kill on that one. Spike of the set brought to you by Duncan.
Gonna be the hands of Dina Wong that will do the magic for Choco Mucho. In the games na almost double digits yung lahat ng attackers nila, these are the games that they actually almost won.
Yeah, you're right. Balance. The secret for Choco Mucho this tournament really has been the balanced attack and their discipline, meaning games na mababa ang errors talaga. You said it perfectly, Neil, yesterday. I think that was the best way to describe their win yesterday. They stuck to what they did, their basics and their foundations. They just did it way better than Cherry TIGGO yesterday.
Yeah, very basic volleyball so far for Choco Mucho. You don't see a lot of combination plays from the middle, but hindi na nila kinailangan hugutin yun from their playbook because it has been working.
Organized, disciplined, and errorless. 11 errors in the game. As my lead bot, essential to get her going too.
All eyes will be on Mylene Paan if she will be taking on the challenge of receiving the hard serve of Choco Mucho.
You're a player. You love these instances na yung bawi na game, di ba? The better players thrive on that. We will have our bad games, but what do we do the next game? That's what makes us the great players. Even the defensive players like Tenden, Lazaro Revilla. This is the biggest lead for Cherry here in this segment. So Coach O will call a timeout. Timeout by Coach O here in the first set. Best of 3. Choco Mucho ahead by 1.
It was just a simple reminder by Coach Oliver na dapat positive tayo sa service. Doon tayo nakalamang in yesterday's game, so we can't give a lot of those to Cherry TIGGO.
Tenten ready and willing to receive. The overpass. Tenden saves it. But they're going to call it. What's the call there?
Called on one of the players of Choco Mucho.
Rene Gaspilio calling that one, our first referee, explaining it to PVL.
I think Dina Wong is a backliner.
That's why. Cannot. Can set, but you can't do it that way. 4-point lead. That's a great serve. Dindin Santiago off the shoulder of Regine Arocha.
As expected, they will be targeting Regine Arocha and Hongay Gaston on the serve as much as possible. Iiwasan nila si Denden Lazaro Revilla, and it has been working for the crossover.
The number 4 server by ranking in the league of all the players remaining in the semifinals.
Early 5-point production for Dindin Santiago Manabat.
Oh, nice dig there by Mylene. Shaya will send it over. Bongay. Shaya will point to the other side. Mylene just gives it safely. Wong in the middle to BDL. Dindin was there. Open. Shaya rolls it to the other side.
He has been steady for the crossovers. Also a 9-point performance in their previous game.
That is her 56th point of the tournament. She comes into the game number 2, averaging 6 points a game, a shade under 6 points a game. This is the biggest lead at 6 right now for Cherry TIGGO. Cap. Pudding sends it back. Balik na naman kay Kat. Lumusot. Ortiz. Arocha was there. That's wide. And the technical timeout number 2. Cherry is ahead by their biggest in game 2 or in game 1. This is a 7-point bubble. .69 is our score. 7-point lead. Coach Aaron Velas applauding the efforts here of the crossovers as this lead continues to build. What has been the difference here, Neil?
This time around, kung ano nangyari kahapon sa Cherry TIGGO, nangyayari ngayon sa Choco Mucho. They're having a hard time passing that ball to Dina Wong. And ngayon, mas marami pang attack points in Cherry TIGGO.
Kaya pinasok muna si Kim Hecoliana. Another all-around player for Coach O. Knows how to receive. He's played libero. Open attacker. So let's see. As Dindin continues to serve. And that will be her 16th ace of the tournament.
They're just playing aggressively at this point. And sabi nga ni Coach Aaron Velas, they've worked so hard to be in the semis. And hindi sila basta-basta magpapabaya in the second game.
Again, you can sometimes accept a loss. It's the manner of losing na parang that's not the expectation of the team as Bumigay at service dito.
Ethan Din, who by the way is averaging 13 points
A game after 10 games, including game number 1, of course.
This is a commanding 8-point lead so far for the crossovers. As expected.
Yeah. The better teams, diba? Parang how do you respond? That's a great serve also by PVL, who is number 7 also in the league. She's in the top 10 of all of the remaining superstars here in the semifinals. So she can serve. She's had 11 aces, including that one, in the tournament so far. Kakarami na rin yan. PVL. But it's a tall mountain. Stands at 7 right now. But another good serve. Shaya. Tina Wong was there. Another overpass. And 3 straight points here. Sorry, 2 straight points for CHOCO MUCHO.
Brazil wasn't able to establish herself. Just used one hand to try to block Maddie Madayag.
Right. Expect a timeout from Coach Aaron Velez if this is another CHOCO MUCHO point. As expected, 3-0 run. Coach Aaron pushes the button. Timeout by Coach Aaron as his 8-point lead is down to 5 here. Look at Caitlin Dry. The rest of the CHOCO MUCHO bench are making a lot of noise, Neil, to try to pump up the starting 7 or the 6 on the floor right now.
There's no live audience in Ilocos Norte, so they have to improvise the energy with their bench players.
Manufacture your own energy. Better first ball, but it's in the hands now of CHOCO MUCHO. Excellent digs on your screens. Mylene off the block with a little bit of a stare down now.
Needs to gain her confidence back. So far, so good for Pat.
Has been receiving decently, has been hitting the ball. The confidence to stare. 19-14 now. Tolentino with that angle again. Buding. Jasmine has been running a lot. Just trying to catch those first balls. And Pongay Gaston cuts the lead down to 4, half of the 8-point lead earlier.
The attackers of CHOCO MUCHO just challenging the floor defense of Dinding Santiago Manabat.
9 points a game for Pongay as Kat Tolentino continues to serve. And they continue to give it to Buding. Nice pancake there by Kat herself. Reverse set. And Pat is rejected.
Just all hands on deck for that block against the crossovers.
Number 2 blocker in the league. Look at that save by Kat. She was the one who served, no? Anticipation in the right hand of Maddie with the kill block.
Just like that, the lead is down to 3 points.
2-0 on the block points as Maddie is rejected. Or mababa ba ni Palo? Mababa.
Mababa. Tulo on the contact for Madayag.
2016. Overpass. Easily taken by Hekiliana. Mababa na naman. 3 straight points for Cherry Tiggo as they are 4 points away.
Back-to-back unforced errors on the offense for Choco Mucho as Coach Oliver will call for another timeout.
Both Cherry Tiggo and Petrogas Angels working with a deficit coming into today in the semifinals, a best of 3. Their opponents, Choco Mucho and Creamline, having their noses in front in this race to the finals. And the search for the first ever professional champion. Mylene Pat with an ace, make it a little easier for Cherry Tiggo, 22-16.
That may be the 4th service ace for the crossovers unofficially in this first set alone.
Again, the #1 serving team going into the semifinals really bogged down in game #1 in terms of that department.
Hekiliana will be serving as the outside hitter for the Flying Titans, replacing Regine Arocha.
As Gaston is back. Back row to dig and receive, which he's also very good at. Shaya. Hekiliana over the blockers. Overpass. Uh-oh. Joust at the net.
It's a difficult
proposition
to make. You're going up against the taller Jaja Santiago with a full approach on that block.
80% of the time, probably Jaja will win that joust. And her older sister has been on fire today, just like she was in game #1. 2 points away from the first set. Puting sent it back. Wong will open to Hekiliana. Down the line, Pat getting it, but couldn't keep it in play.
Putting a stop to the momentum of Cherry Tiggo. With that down the line again.
Napaka-simple ng laro lang ni Kip Hekiliana, no? But ultra-effective always, whether digging, receiving, attacking. Serving 23. Miss received again and a chance ball para sa naghahabol na Choco Mucho. Humingi ulit. Tindin. Good dig. Jasmine will go to Jaja to finish the point.
That's the perfect set for Jaja Santiago. The height is there. The position of the ball is parang papaluin na lang niya.
And guess who was the one who received that one? It was Paat. So Paat today has been stable and solid. You talked about her as an X factor in game #1. And she was, just from a negative standpoint, dahil pinakpakan siya ng mga service ng Choco Mucho.
She only had 5 points in that previous game.
And the first set goes to Cherry Tiggo Crossovers, who are trying to come back here in the series to extend this one to game #3. back with you on One Sports and One Sports Plus for the continuing and exclusive coverage of your Premier Volleyball League, the first and only professional volleyball league in the country, as we are looking for the first champion. Or if you want to go step by step, we're looking for the first finalists muna sa ating championship round. And right now, Cherry TIGGO looking to tell Choco Mucho that, hey, don't celebrate yet. We're still right here. What did they do? How did they adjust, Neil, in set number 1?
They really worked hard in that first set, just pressuring the defenders and receivers of Choco Mucho. And Jasmine Nabor has been connecting well with her attackers.
Let's look at the numbers right now. This one being brought to us, this matchup being brought to us by Ribisco. And what stands out to you, Neil?
It's the same. Cherry TIGGO still has the edge in the attacking department. Although they didn't register any block point, they made up for it with the 5 service aces courtesy of Dindin Santiago Manabat and the other players.
Right. And limiting errors to 6. Kahapon, nagsimula sila 9 kaagad ang errors nila. So those are the 2 numbers so far, including the blocks, of course, which wala pa. But abangan natin yan. But at the end of it, it is a 1-set lead for Cherry TIGGO. Happy to have you with us wherever it is that you're watching, whether it's through One Sports, One Sports Plus, or any other platform, including yung mga mahilig manood ng replays on the One Sports YouTube channel. Hello and good afternoon. Boo Gonzalez and Neil Flores.
That's the 8th point of Dindin Santiago Manabat, followed by Pad na meron ng 4 points. For the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, we have Madayag with 4 and Tolentino with 3.
So that girl has scored 139 total points already, including the 8 today in the tournament.
That was a valid block.
Yeah, exactly. Nice reaction by Buding to keep it alive. Shaya sends it over. They reverse it to Bongay. It is out, says Rene Gaspillo and the linesman.
That call will stick. It will go to the in favor of Cherry TIGGO.
Another good start for them. 2-0. Coach Aaron continuously egging on his girls. They look to bounce back to goal. Cat with that angle.
She has been going to that sharp cross court and looks like she mastered it already.
Front line kill. Helped by Micah Ortiz. And her angle, her touch. 1 serving 2. Shaya says, I'll send it to the other side. A chance to tie here for Choco. PVL has been on fire.
Same play. That music has been deadly for Bea De Leon. Even in that last game against Cherry TIGGO.
Spike of the set brought to you by Duncan. Hiwala yung block. And late. But looking to bounce back. Nope. Excellent digs on your screens. Lamang and Cherry. Shaya targeting the right hand of Kat.
Smart move. The double block was already established on the side of Choco Mucho. Look at that. Wala na rin siyang pupuntahan doon. So that was the best chance that he will get to go off the block.
Ortiz. Bad first ball. Results in a chance here. Reverse spot all alone, but that's wide. Oh, it's in. It hits Arocha's hand. Or was it?
Looks like it caught the line.
Oh,
based
really? Wow, what an
on
angle.
this angle.
What an angle. That deserves a second look for sure. What a set by Jasmine. Look at the cut. Right on the line, right at that corner. Spectacular cut shot by Mylene. Ooh, Jaja wanted that shot back, Neil. If that were available again, I'm sure ahampasin na niya yun.
Arocha, not afraid of the double block of Pat and Jaja Santiago.
Sa kamay ni Maylene. Wasted opportunity, but the lead is still with them. Cherry will be on offense after this BDL serve. The number 7 in serving, si BDL. Over the block, and a touch.
The range to the fingertips of Manny Madayag. Hindi na nila kinonfess yun because it was obvious just looking at that spin of the ball.
Oh, biglang
Oh, it was Arocha.
Arocha pala. Biglang umikot yung bola. Overpass again. The push. Jasmine takes a look at Jaja. Jaja. And the one-on-one play against Maddie. Passport denied.
Good matchup in the middle blocker position. The number 1 attacker against the number 2 blocker of the league.
Even if you're Jaja. Total block points again. Lamang na naman ang Choco with 3. Pat was there waiting. Dindin from the back. That is a beautiful play. The piston play of Cherry TIGGO.
Still has the highest efficiency on the floor for Cherry TIGGO.
The angle, block was away from each other. (6-4) is our score. Shaya Adorador. She's got 14 aces in the tournament coming into game number 2. Regine gets it back and really gets it back.
That has also improved on her defense. That's the first block
Diba?
of this ball game.
Para sa Cherry, ano? It comes from Jaja Santiago. And for her, that is her 21st block of the tournament. Halong swerte. And aided by the net. Shaya Dorador gets her 16th ace of the tournament.
For the Cherry TIGGO crossovers, Coach A reminded them in a soothing and calming tone, girls, pagpapalo kayo, kailangan maayos ang inyong breathing, kailangan i-allocate nyo yung energy, and kailangan tama yung palo nyo. Ensuring the girls to shake off their jitters, to allocate their energy, and continue the smooth rhythm of their play. Hindi raw kailangan manggigil, kundi kailangan tapatan yung bola and stand firm. Bumalik tayo sa set 2.
Thank you very much, Ai Tinsay, talking about Coach Aaron Velas as his girls are calmly, if I may use it, calmly leading and playing. They're playing with confidence, Neil. They're playing with flow. They're playing with a lot of energy today. And it's showing in the way that the scoreboard also, it's been reflected on the scoreboard now at 5.
We also got to minimize the inconsistencies in their gameplay. Just taking control of the second set.
Nakabawi!
Pantay sarado.
Oh, that's the second block of the match for Cherry TIGGO, and it both comes from Jaja Santiago, who gets one back against Maddie.
Ulit, girls. Pat, huwag ka mag-worry. You see her challenge. We have
Neil, what did you hear from that timeout?
Looks like Catalentina is getting bothered by the blocking of Cherry Tigo, and Coach O just reminded her to challenge the block. Hindi bali ng makuha nila. We still have coverage. We have a chance to do our counter-attack. So, keep on challenging the defense of Cherry Tigo.
Trust the teammates behind you. Chance ball. Open. Din. Din was waiting. Regine. Solid dig. Bad from the middle with a cut. Linihis sa kamay ni Maddie Madayag.
Now, this is the Mylene Taat that we know.
Good point. Spike of the set brought to you by Duncan. Look at the angle, look at the spin. Avoiding the hands of the number 2 blocker in the league. At patuloy na nagsaserve si Adorador. That's a good find by Kat.
That's a better hit, finding her angle. That's the thing about having back row attack. You have to choose your angles well. Tapos kailangan sakto yung power and speed na lalagay mo dun sa bola.
Those are the ones that can sail out also kasi ano yun yung sinasabi ko. As Regina Rocha now serving it way low. Nagkabaligtaran na po dito. Almost the opposite of yesterday's match.
It's the same story coming from that first set. A 7-point lead again for the Cherry Tigo crossovers.
Biggest so far of the game is at 8. That was in the first. And now it is matched. 18-10 kanina, yung pinakamalaki ngayon, 13-5.
Mylene Taat was the main target in yesterday's game. Today, it's Regine Arocha. So, Choco Mucho Flying Titans need to find that adjustment if they want to catch up in the second set.
Another first ball problem. Ortiz, sinuntok na lang pa kabila, pero yun lalabas as you look at the service errors for both teams.
Not the best of sets for Micah Ortiz. Medyo off na rin yung timing niya for that one.
So Maddie goes back on deck. All the way back to serve. Maddie has had 6 aces of her own throughout the tournament. It's a good first ball. And that's why the set was perfect for Tintin Santiago.
He has been on fire. Parang lahat ng ibibigay mo kay Tintin Santiago Manabat, makukuha niya yung puntos.
Shaya yata yung nag-receive doon, ano? Well, you know what? The funny thing is, you know, me and Neil did this game yesterday, and it's like we're repeating everything we said yesterday. It's just for the other
For
team.
the other team.
Did push. Tina, 1-2. Wong. And that connection with PVL continues to be fruitful.
That has been the most potent possession for Choco Mucho Flying Titans, yung quick plays ni Bea De Leon.
A little bit of a miss-hit, but it actually worked and helped her avoid Dinbin Santiago. As Tina Wong's 9 excellent sets on your screens. Pinawi. Easy over. Ortiz is checked.
Instead of trying to find that fluid connection dun sa same play na yon.
The Pongay saw it coming. The approach is faulty.
Medyo lampas yung set.
And then, so hindi na nahabol. And 2 straight points for Choco Mucho. The maninigurado pala dito si Coach Aaron calls a timeout. The lead was 8. The same thing we said in the first set. And Choco was able to cut that in half. Now they cut it to 5. So you haven't seen Nicola Buen or Shannon Palick here.
You can just feel the importance of this game para dito kay Coach A. Even with a 5-point lead, he will still maximize those timeouts, not letting Choco Mucho regain their composure.
May lamang ng Cherry sa aces 7-2. But that timeout has not stopped the run. It's down to 4. Cut in half again, just like earlier in the first set. Spike of the set brought to you by Duncan.
This is the time na kailangan mag-step up si Kat Tolentino when it comes to scoring.
Underhand. Wow, what an attack by Pat. What an angle on Denden too.
It's coming from the open side of the court. Again, she transitioned from the opposite to that outside hitter position. Developed her clear angles well. And mukhang bawing-bawi na talaga si Mylene Taas from yesterday's game.
15-10. Cat. 11 will be serving 15. It's like a replay of what we saw earlier. Again, she goes for that left hand of Mike Ortiz.
There will be a substitution for Coach Oliver. Kate Viray will occupy that opposite side, and Kat Tolentino will move to the outside position.
Open. Umatras. She was going forward, had to backtrack a little bit. The set. This lead is down to 3 now.
It was a defensive substitution for Coach Oliver. Aside from that, you also get more options of attack with Kate Viray in that area. She scored 10 points in that loss against Cherry TIGGO, and we know that she has the skills to score.
Shaya taking the first ball and then getting it back. Din sa gitna. Solid dig by Dina. But a chance ball to the white shirts. Micah sa gitna ulit. That is wide and it's down to 2. Here come the Flying Titans.
From an 8-point lead, it's down to 2.
Giselle C will come in. Veteran trying to tell. Everybody settle down.
She might have a better connection with Micah Ortiz.
Got this, yep. Bongay. Gaston. You see the 5 excellent digs. She is number 7 in the league in digging and number 6 in the league in receiving. And they have a chance ball here. And Viray scores off the bench. Yun yung sinasabi ni Neil.
That's the job of the second stringers. Pag tinawag yung number mo, you have to score instant points para maiba yung momentum coming into this frame.
You know, credit going to Coach O also for pulling the trigger. This is a 5-0 run. C. Balik sa Cherry. C again. Madikit sa net, and we are tied at 16. Sorry, 15 all.
Kat Tolentino just taking charge of the offense and the defense of the Flying Titans as they erase that 8-point lead of the crossover.
So the total biggest lead was 8. Coach Aaron called the timeout at 14-9. Naalala mo, no?
Yeah.
And since then, it's a 6-1 run. Make that 7-1 as Choco Mucho has totally come back and taken over here in the second set.
siya, kaya nakakaisa dito sa iyo kanina yan. Ha? So, pagka nakita mong sinet di papunta doon, sim ka kagad. Huwag ka sa sim, dalawa yan. Okay? In transition, Bea, sumigaw ka na kahit hindi sa ibigay. Pero pag sa ibigay, huwag mong mabilis. Ayaw ka lang mabilis ka lang sa isa lang mabilis.
You're watching us on One Sports and One Sports Plus. Cherry Tigo has lost an 8-point lead to Choco Mucho's run, taken over at 1. Is that Rachel Ostero coming in? Para kay Coach Aaron Velez. Technical timeout, doing them well. So what's responsible for this run as Cherry Tigo started at 16 all?
Based on my observation, they were targeting Shaya Adorador to take her out of the offense of Cherry Tigo. Tapos mape-pressure silang ibigay kay Mylene Paat. Then nandun si Kat Tolentino waiting in the wings to block that attack.
Ostero. Tiray. Dindin. 2 straight points for Cherry.
See the block points, Choco Mucho ending. Cherry Tigo +4 for the Flying Titans.
Dindin has been quiet for a while, so she finally makes noise with that swing. 17 serving 16. Capped. Pinantayan. Ostero down the line, but couldn't get it up or in play.
Porsyento na si Dina Wong at this junction of the game.
Going to Kat Tolentino's definitely not a bad option. 15 points a game. 17 all. That's also not a bad option.
Again, you have two veteran setters in your fold.
And then you have two great attackers. One is at number 2, one is at number 3. Wong standstill set. And Biray hits the antenna. As Cherry seems to have recovered a little bit here. It's still early. 19-17.
Targeting the zone 1 area, but masyadong makipot yung dadaanan niya doon.
So Kat will send it safely down. C, back to the well. Kat. Shaya with a solid dig. And then swipes it to the other side. Puting was there waiting. C to Jaja, soft hit. Kat asking for it. Shaya with a dive. Dindin from behind, sails out. And that's what Neil was talking about those back row attacks. Medyo lumakas lang ng bahagya.
There are a lot of factors to consider. You're going up for that back row hit. The approach, the extension, you have to hit it at the highest point.
Yun pa.
Dahil pag bumaba yung contact mo, hindi tatawid yung bola.
A lot of nuances. For a tough attack. 19-18. Easy over. Free ball. What will they do with it? Jaja unable to put it away. But they will get it back. C!
What a time to go to that 1-2 play. Chelsea just loving that hit.
What do you see? She sees a hole. Campfire on the other side. 2-point lead. What a game. What a treat for all our volleyball fans. And this is only game number 1. Officially number 48 for the tournament. Match 48. A little far from the net. Mababa para kay Jaja. Kate. Off the block. It's out.
Challenging the block of Viselsi. That's probably the only disadvantage when you have Viselsi in the front row. He's the liability when it comes to block height. Kaya Dinawong will really go to her outside hitters to maximize that.
So, that's why Coach Aaron brings this girl back. Jasmine sends it to Jaja with a perfect height. Santiago.
I'm still waiting for that zero tempo. Kasi I
Set.
feel like dun mamamaximize ng Cherry Tigo yung power ni Jaja Santiago.
And unfortunately, she serves that wide at a crucial time too. 21. Is Manny doing the honors. Rachel Ostero waiting to receive. Sayang na naman ang no receive. Cat gets to it. They're not going to set it, they're just going to send it. Nagkabanggaan si Nabora at si Ostero doon. Buti na lang din took care of that one.
An emphatic here from Santiago Manaban going cross court. But just too powerful for Mati Mateag to pick that up.
22-20, tight second set, but a very crucial one. Nabor with the get. Puding, balik kay Dindin na naman.
Back-to-back points for Dindin Santiago Manaban. Cherry is now 2 points away from getting a 2-0 advantage over the Choco Mucho Flying Titans.
Cherry Tigo is 2 points away, as Neil mentioned, from a commanding 2-0 lead. And the bench of Cherry Tigo cheering on the girls here. Dindin Santiago with 13 points to lead. Right now, Cherry Tigo has another ace. If I'm not mistaken, the 8th ace of the game. Remember, they only had 4 in game number 1. So they've doubled up. Set point. Tako nalito si Ostero.
She took her eyes off of the ball.
No room for error here for Choco Mucho.
That was a high ball. Kaya pa yun i-set up for a counter-attack.
Yeah.
Still, Cherry is at set point.
Again, back to Shaya. Puting. Jasmine, balik to Dindin. Dindin. Cat. Good find. Coach Aaron Velez with a 2-point lead. What will he do here?
Just adjusting to that offset.
He's not going to wait. He's going to call this timeout. So a relaxed and happy Cherry TIGGO is a point away from 2-0 for CHOCO MUCHO, but CHOCO MUCHO trying to roar back here. 2 straight points, puts them behind only by 2. Puting getting ready to receive, but will it go back to Shaya here? This time si Puting. Tintin using the net, and Cherry TIGGO will lead 2-0 here in game number 2 of the semifinals of your Premier Volleyball League. We are back with our coverage here for One Sports and One Sports Plus of the PVL semifinals. This is game number 1 for today, Monday, as the schedules are reversed from yesterday. And not only were the schedules reversed, the outcome right now so far has been reversed, with Cherry TIGGO ahead by 2 sets. Okay, set 1 went to Cherry TIGGO, and set 2 obviously going to Cherry TIGGO, but for a time, Neil, CHOCO MUCHO threatened, took the lead even, but recovering just in time itong kupunan ni Coach Aaron Velez.
The crossovers are just performing like a well-oiled machine at this point. They may have lost that 8-point lead, but in times of crisis, you still have Dindin Santiago Manabat to save you from disaster. And then 16 attack points again, dominated by Cherry TIGGO. CHOCO MUCHO had more blocks, but yung services din ng Cherry TIGGO, napigilan yung attackers ng CHOCO MUCHO to score.
And again, unforced errors down to 4 for Cherry. For CHOCO MUCHO, that's a normal number. Baka nga mataas pa yan para kay Coach O. Pero 4, very low for Cherry TIGGO. They had 6 in the first set, so 10 so far. They had 24 in 3 sets in game number 1. That team matchup brought to you by Ribisco. But, as we say, and as we've seen many times, in many games, Neil, a match is not won after 2 sets. So,
you need to close it out via 3 sets. If it's not over, then it's over.
Just ask Petrogas and Cream. What a game that was, though, right? You wouldn't know who would win.
Imagine 16-14.
Yeah.
Fifth set.
And the players, if I may, just to hype up that second game, the players you expected to play well played well also, right? You know. So that will be later on, an hour after we end this game. Now, is it going to end in 3 or 4 or 5? We will find out. First point goes to CHOCO MUCHO off a service error by Dindin. Itong hugot ni Coach Aaron kay Ostero has also been fruitful for him.
We also have a deep bench in all positions, if I might add, right? So no problem for Coach Aaron.
Slow.
Second service error.
Oh, you're right. To start off the third set.
Kate Biray will start for Flying Titans. He will be replacing Beijing Arocha. So we expect Kat Tolentino to be in that outside possession permanently.
Easy point for CHOCO MUCHO, 3-1. Off a wonderful serve by the lefty from UST. Sometimes it doesn't always have to be a service ace or a loaded serve that can get the ball back right away. Why not?
When you go back to the statistics, we know that CHOCO MUCHO can actually be at the same level in defense or even better sometimes against Cherry TIGGO. Pero in most of the sets that they've played against this team, lagi sila behind in the attacks department.
You're right, even in game 1, ano? 10-10. Buding. Good save there by Buding. Wong will open to Kat. And Kat, apparently a touch. CHOCO looking to extend this set. You know what would be ideal for CHOCO? If they win today, and then the next series goes full 3 games, makapagpahinga sila ng isang araw sa dami-dami na laro ng linaro nila, no?
Well, then there's still a lot of scenarios that can happen.
Siyempre. Pwedeng dalawang game 3, pwede rin yun. Pwede rin dalawang game 2 lang. So, and all of the 4 teams, again, are capable of beating any of the other. So, kahit sino pa i-match up mo dyan, eh.
Even dun sa battle for third place or bronze medal, for sure, it will look like a final.
It's a very good point.
Matchup.
Whoever will end up there could have played in the finals. You're right, Neil. Very good point. 3-4 is our score. A block. If I'm not mistaken, the third of the team. That's probably all Jaja's block too. Tatlo na siya. This time, it's a Nabor.
Parang nag-rebound pa nga sa dalawang kamay nila eh.
For all. And then, waiting. Oh, a third service error here in set number 3.
3 out of the 5 points CHOCO MUCHO came from service errors from Cherry TIGGO.
So much adrenaline on these serves. And they're all long, too. And one went to the net. Service ace for Maddie.
Still going to Adorador, taking her out of the equation. And it's difficult to get a receive pag patagilid yung core mo. The ball should always be in front of you.
As my coach used to say, pag tinanggap mo na yung patagilid, more often than not, that's going to be an error. Not good enough for Jaja. Din. That's good enough.
She has been going to that same angle over and over again. That same cross-court hit. So, kailangan din mag-adjust adjust ng Choco Mucho. Now na nakikita nila na puro cross court, they can intentionally block the cross court and leave that down the line.
Challenge,
defender.
yeah, kind of challenge her to go down the line and see if she can score from there. She seems to be favoring the cross. Bongay. That is out without a touch. 6-all. 2 sets to love for Chetty, and number 1 server back. Getting instructions from Aaron Velez on the serve. 9-point output only in game number 1, her lowest of the tournament. She has 8 today, but Dindin has been the one. But the more important number for Cherry is that they're up 2 sets to love anyway. Ostero off the bench has been a spark.
Also a powerful hitter for the crossovers. Grabe no, if you don't have Micah or Cheese in the starting lineup, you still have Ostero, then may backup ka pang Dacoron.
Oo nga pala, whom we haven't seen.
Another service error for Cherry TIGGO.
Apat. That might haunt them. Seven all. Too strong. It bounces out.
Oh, that's inside. That's a valid point.
Ah,
for
okay.
Choco Mucho.
Sorry. Check that. 8-7 is the score. We'll be back.
Coach O,
For the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, Coach O advises players tukol sa mga matataas na bolang nagmumula sa Cherry TIGGO na wag daw nilang abutin mula sa taas kundi hintayin nila sa baba. Because for Coach O, it's not about getting the right speed but it's also getting the right timing. And dahil nga makapalang blocking ng Cherry, kailangan daw nilang humanap ng butas sa kanilang floor defense. Let's return to see if this service by Jasmine will run through.
Thank you very much, Ai Tensai. 8-all. Labor serving, as Ai mentioned. And it produces a positive result because the ball is back to them. And Denden has been scorching in this match.
Crushing the defense of the Flying Titans.
Another rocket provided by the older Santiago sister. And a spike of the set brought to you by Duncan.
You can do no wrong.
From game 1, even in the loss. Shaya. Mylene sends it over. It's a tough one and an easy one to take for Buding. Balik na naman kay Dindin. Sa likod. Dindin will keep it up. Mylene will simplify her life.
Dalawang isip si Dendel if she would be going up for that block or bibitawan.
Choco Mucho will call this one. Utak lang daw, sabi Mylene.
Nauna ka pang tumalon si Moy. Kanina ka pa sinasabi sa
The CSP player, former CSP player, Rachel Ostero, hinugot ni Coach Aaron, and that's been a good parang change of pace para dito sa Cherry Tiggo.
Another service error.
Panlima dito sa set na to. Just imagine the lead. If they at least converted half of those.
Kumbaga parang 4 points pa lang talagang tinatrabaho ng Choco Mucho
Tama.
with those 5 errors of Cherry Tiggo.
At sa kabila naman, a bounce back game for the Adamsonian.
Most of the open hitters of Cherry Tiggo has been going to that same cross-court hit, which brings us to our spike of the set, brought to you by Duncan.
Ay, she pumped. Di siguro nakatulog yan kagabi ng maayos. From what happened.
Durantes has been steady for Cherry Tiggo, controlling the balls.
That's a good point. And we did talk about her as a net touch, a rare net touch today. Probably only the second that we've seen today. We talked about it at the top of the coverage. The two players that need to bounce back today is Maini and Buding, from a reception and digging standpoint, just be better so that they can have better first balls. And ang nakikinabang dyan, si Maylene at saka si Dindin, being able to set them up well as opposed to the broken place that we saw yesterday.
Looks like tinanggal na yung burden kay Mylene Pakat in receiving. Shaya Adorador and Durantes getting most of the balls on that first pass.
Another easy over. Oh, nice adjustment. Sold the swing so well.
That's the balance of the crossovers. You have power hitters in Dindin Santiago Manabat and Mylene Pakat. Then you have Shaya Adorador just identifying the loopholes in the defense of the Flying Titans.
Beautiful. Feathery touch. The former Lady Warrior. After all that, it's just a 2-point lead though. 12-10. Still in play. Jaja sends it over for the Rainbow. Rejected at the net. And it's Shaya and Jaja collaborating for that one.
Not the cleanest of passes for that chance ball. But when you give a high ball to your opposite spiker, you can expect the blockers to be there.
2 straight points for Shaya, 1 on the attack, 1 on the left-handed block. So this is a quote-unquote big lead here in the third. 13-10, tikit-tikit tayo kanina pa. And the blocking, receiving, and serving have been way better than game number 1. When you will check the stats at the end of this one,
If you look at the blocking of Jaja Santiago, she's good in closing out the seams or the holes dun sa tabi ng blocker.
that's her 24th block of the tournament. Aaron Dennis continues to clap and whatever works, Neil, whatever works. What a spark for Estelle.
They will try to negate those service errors with service aces.
Why not? Big lead now. Biggest of this set. Estelle composes herself. This time, Kate finds a crack in that wall. Hanging and hitting from that side in front of Coach O.
They're not yet out of it. They were able to erase that 8-point deficit in that second set. So 4 is manageable for the Flying Titans, but they have to make their move now. Dahil papalapit na tayo sa 20-point mark, and that service error will not help their cause.
Second technical timeout, and Cherry is ahead. 16-11 now. 16-11 for Cherry Tigo. And a 2 sets to love lead. And Rachel Estero, was it Estero? Iced in that timeout. Hindi naman sinasadya, pero technical timeout. So, 3-point for Choco Mucho, which they will gladly take at this point.
Even if they have 6 service errors in the set, they're
Nga
still
pala, no?
up top by 4 points.
This one's a little high. Denden. Inagaw. Denden kay Maylin. 2 straight points. Cap Tolentino and the rest of the Flying Titans.
Cap Tolentino not giving up. They still have a chance in taking this set.
Yan naman yung sinasabi ni Neil na sa gilid kinuha yung bola. Woo! Ding still alive, and it's in the hands of Cherry Tigo. Jaja trying to go for the power tip. Long rally here in the third. Bongay still no go. Who's gonna end it? Well, it ends via the kill block from Maddie.
Jaja hasn't been getting the set that she prefers. Hindi rin kasi pwedeng masyadong mataas kasi nakakalunod yung ganon. And Mati Madayag was just ready to block that one.
Tiwala ko ka, kahit manipis ang dito. Sabi ko nga sa inyo dito, mental toughness. Mental toughness. 3 down ha, 3 down! Huwag lang sa... Ibig sabat ko dahil.
You know, Cherry, to their credit, has dealt with constant rallies from Choco Mucho second set, the first set. So let's see how this one will pan out there. 5-point lead erased here. It's a 4-1 run so far from 15-10. They go to the hottest player of the semifinals for them. It's really been Dindin.
That's her 18th point of this match.
That's 149 in total for Dindin Santiago. Comes into game number 2 averaging just a tad over 13 points a game. Way over average now. But Dindin lead is 3. Bongay. It's out on the block.
Habang nasa likod si Cap Tolentino, Bongay Gasol has to score the points for the Flying Titans.
The outside hand, bouncing off to the antenna, which automatic violation, an automatic point for Cho. 15-17. Not that time for Dindin. Balik kay Bongay. Over and away. Choco feeling a little bit of the pressure now because we're towards the end of this set, and Jaja, the #1 server, is back again. Way behind. Ostero has replaced Ortiz and has been a good gem for them here.
It's been a while since they went to that play.
Right.
Now it's a time to do that.
Taas ng porsyento nila today.
And hindi pa ata nabablock si Bea De Leon. So he can keep on going to her, especially with that kind of tempo.
It's just a 2-point lead. Ostero with the Micah Ortiz impersonation.
Coming off the bench. Magandang bunot for Coach A.
Pubreno pa ng konti doon sa takbo eh. Air brakes. You know, totally unexpected too, unpredictable. So Choco Mucho wasn't ready for it. Good call by Coach Aaron there, or whoever called for that one. Jasmine. Setting error.
Here by the touch the net.
All in all, this is just a 2-point lead, a 2-point deficit for for Choco Mucho. Back to Dindin, ang bilis nung palo, ang bilis nung set.
That's what you have to do when you have tall blockers against Choco Mucho. Para lang magkaroon ng konting delay.
Oo. Any split second counts in volleyball, no, Neil? 3-point lead.
The goal was set doon all that time. Pero kayo, pag pumunta kayo doon, sinusunod ka kaya sa sila. Diba?
Last-ditch stand maybe here for Choco Mucho, are down by 3 and down by 2 sets as Cherry is looking to force a winner-take-all game tomorrow. Boom Gonzalez, Neil Flores, Ay Pinsay in the PCV Social Civic and Cultural Center, Pacaray, Ilocos Norte. Garay.
There was an awkward approach from Dindi.
Suma-sidestep pa siya. Really tough task, a tough ask.
Full front line for the Flying Titans with Tolentino, Viray, and Madayag.
Wrong setting. Jasmine chasing. That is out, and it's down to 1.
It has been the errors of Cherry TIGGO giving an opportunity to Choco Mucho to come back in this set.
They're going to put back Giselle C here for Jasmine Nabor. Did a very short stint, but a very productive stint for Coach Aaron earlier. Set number 2. C. Open to Adorador. Finds a spot.
Zone at 4. It's a defense ng Choco Mucho. Adorador has been going to that same area. Yung mga soft touches na yun, kanina pa pumapatay for Cherry TIGGO.
Again, you know, she really drew that with a swing, pretend swing. Stero back, serving. You really have to be ready, whoever you are, in the semifinals lalo na. Pag nagkadiktigan na, your number might be called. And credit to Viray and Ostero for being ready today. And on cue, Viray gets a point there. To stay within whispering distance of Cherry. Hekeliana will be here to serve. It's another talent of Kim Hekeliana.
She will try to work her magic from that service line.
Magic ba yung word na gusto mong gamitin? 20, serving 21. The Ilongga will get us going for this rally. It's good serve. Oh, and it is Maddie who couldn't control her momentum, scraping the net. And that might be an expensive one, 22-20. Though, 22-20 was also the score in set number 2 of game 1. When CHOCO MUCHO finished it off with a 5-0 run. Anything can happen, that's the point. It's good serve by Mylene. Jaja with a perfect one, finally, and look at her reaction. She knew it, Neil.
When she gets the perfect set, alam niya na makakapuntos siya.
Kanina pa, sumusubok si Jasmine Nabor. Nandun si Maddie, pero linihis ng konti. Two points away. Back serves it to the net.
But there's 7 or 8
In the set.
error in this set.
You're right.
They're still poised to take this game with a 2-point lead.
Or are they? We shall find out. At that time, mataas ba?
Yeah,
Mataas
it
yung bola, no?
was too high. That has been the setting inconsistency na kailangan ayusin din ng Cherry Tigo.
Pinaghirapan niya to. Pinaghirapan niya to. Huwag yung basta ibibigay ng ganun. Okay.
Will be serving 23 after that Aaron Velas emergency stop. CHOCO MUCHO is not out of it. Definitely. Jaja ready. Watching us on One Sports and One Sports Plus, and Cap will get us going for this rally. Back to Shaya. Back to Dindin. That's long. And we are all tied up.
Another attack error from the crossovers. Giving an opportunity to CHOCO MUCHO to extend this match to a 4th.
I'm sure the fans don't mind. As we are in game number 2 of the semifinals.
22 errors so far compared to the 17 of the Flying Titans.
Dumami na rin yung CHOCO, ano? Umakyat na rin ng 17. Adorador na naman! Saved. High chance ball. Look at the reaction of Jaja Santiago on the explosion for the kill.
It's all about communication. You have to tell your setter kung ano yung height na gusto mo.
Look at the reaction after.
And she changed her angle. She didn't go cross-court, challenge that down the line hit.
Match point. And it's in the hands of Shaya Dorador, who so far has 16 aces in the tournament. Chance here for Cherry Tigo. Dindin recoils. Bongay. Puding. Jaja with a tip. Dindin was there. Cap from the back. Saves a match point.
Cat Filipino just in time to save CHOCO MUCHO. Now it's a race to 2.
Go to an extension here in set 3. And the emotion, the reactions, how important that point was. Dindin, Pumuelo. Balik kay Jaja sa gitna. Look at the heater. Oh boy, Jaja's really into this.
Even on the differential, hihingi niya na yung bola eh. It's crunch time for the crossovers. Look at that, Duremde setting it to Jaja Santiago. Parang tres na yun, it wasn't a quick.
Tama. I haven't seen her this emotional in a long time. Who wants it more? And Jerry Tiggo stays alive in the semifinals.
Jaja Santiago taking charge in that tail end of the third set to level everything at one game apiece. Woo!
What a comeback and what a fight back by Choco Mucho to extend this third set. But the Cherry Tiggo crossovers will not be denied. And that is the confirmation of the win of the crossovers. 25-18, 25-22, 26-24. We'll take a break. We'll be back to wrap this baby up. Nagbabalik po tayo dito sa One Sports and One Sports Plus. And Cherry Tiggo reversing yesterday's outcome over Choco Mucho, sweeping them 25-18, 25-22, 26-24. But it wasn't easy, especially in this third set. If not for Jaja Santiago, this probably would have gone to the fourth. And speaking of, she's downstairs with Ayit inside.
Here with me are the Twin Towers of Japan. Jaja, narinig ko kanina na sabi ni Coach, you have to be mental.
Is yung mental toughness talaga. Kumbaga mind game na talaga siya. So,
Yes.
kailangan, kaya mong kontrolin yung sarili mo. Kailangan mo i-compose every time yung sarili mo kasi yun yung magdadala sa'yo sa loob ng court.
Yes, another question for you. Anong babaunin niyo for Game 3?
First, yung mga magandang ginawa namin today. And yung mga maganda na yun, i-improve pa namin bukas.
Yes.
At the same time, yung panalo na yun.
Yes, congratulations,
Thank you so much.
Jaja, Dindin, and the rest of the Cherry Tiggo crossovers. May gusto ba
Babati
kayong
ka daw.
batiin?
Binabati ko yung anak ko, si Chloe, yung asawa ko. I love you. And sa mga family namin sa Cavite, si Mami Luz, si Mama Lab, mga kapatid ko, mga kapatid namin.
Binabati ko rin po yung bumubuo sa Cherry Tiggo crossover, si Ma'am Ada Sitin, Sir Romel Sitin, Sitin family, and yung mga staff po ng Cherry Tiggo crossover, and yung mga sumusuporta po sa amin. Maraming salamat po.
Congratulations again. Expect another intense matchup between Creamline and Petrogas in later's game.
Tama, Ai, but before we get to that matchup, which is match 49, Just a little clarification as we look at the highlights of these 3 sets. It was a tough choice for Neil to pick the player of the game today. So go ahead and explain whatever happened in the process of your decision, Neil.
Well, for me, both of them really deserve the player of the game honors. Dindin scored a lot of points most of the time sa kanya pumunta si Jasmine Abor. But when it came to the crucial moments when Cherry Tigo needed those points, they went to Jaja Santiago, and you just saw the emotion of Jaja in those last few sequences. So again, both of them deserve player of the game.
They do. They shined at different moments of the matches, especially in game 1 and now in game 2. Dindin was making, points in broken plays, and then there are certain players, Neil, and you know this very well in competition na may ayaw magpatalo.
The PVL, but it's not yet over. The playing field is now at the same level, 1-1. Tomorrow, it's gonna be a winner-take-all for that seat in the finals.
She took it upon herself, talking about Jaja Santiago. Sabi nga ni Neil kanina, kahit hindi na perfect yung set, hahampasin niya yung bola. She was taking different kinds of sets, imperfect ones from Jasmine Abor. But that's what the great ones do. They adjust, they make it happen, but also credit to other players. Maylin Paat bounced back today. Puting Durantes bounced back today. Shaya Adorador took the challenge of receiving a lot of those loaded serves also, Neil.
It was really a team effort for the crossovers. And tomorrow, we'll get to see kung ano naman yung magiging adjustments ng Flying Titans. It's, again, winner-take-all for that seat in the final.
Kaya maganda talaga pag serye because you'll see, the adjustments and the counter adjustments from game to game, from set to set, from play to play. That's the beauty of this setup. And props also to Coach Aaron Velez for being the calming, positive influence to this Cherry Tigo team whose campaign is not over. Match number 48 ends in a 3-set sweep for the Cherry Tigo crossovers over the CHOCO MUCHO Flying Titans, which leads us to match number 49 and game number 2 of the Creamline Cool Smashers, the number 1 team in the league and the number 4 team in the league, the Petrogas Angels. Creamline with its noses ahead over Petrogas 1-0. Will there be a game 3 or will Creamline go back to a familiar place, the finals? Catch it all here on One Sports and One Sports Plus. From Neil Flores, I'm Boom Gonzalez. Stay with us for more of the coverage of your Premier Volleyball League.